configure WordPress to work properly for SEO purposes and human visitors, one of the first things you should think about are tags and categories. In this video we'll talk about tags, in the next video we'll talk about categories. Just a special note, you can create tags and categories on the fly when you're writing posts, but you can also do them ahead of time. I suggest that you do them ahead of time for the bulk of them, because that way you'll then be able to optimize your blog posts or your posts by keyword. Okay, so let me just show you on the WordPress site itself. When you go to posts, see how there are categories and there are tags. I haven't set anything up for this website yet, so you're going to walk along with me. So the first thing we want to talk about is tags. So think of tags in this way. When you get a piece of mail, and it's a bill, say for example, and let's say it's a magazine subscription to National Geographic, you may file that bill in your filing cabinet once you've paid it as a magazine subscription. That would be your category. You would further file that in a subfolder as a National Geographic subscription, and that would be your tag. So tags are more granular than categories. Categories are more broad-based. So for example, in the online world, if you're talking about internet marketing, you may say, list building is a category, whereas an autoresponder sequence post is going to be tagged with whatever keywords you might have in that post. But you would file it as a category, list building, and as a tag might be autoresponder, Aweber, iContact, 6 ways to build your list. It's a much more granular way to categorize things. Tags are, and it's a great way to help potential visitors find your content, because that may be exactly how they type in a search string. So think in those terms as well. If I want to find out how to lose 20 pounds in a month, I may type in to the Google search engine, how can I lose 20 pounds in a month? Now, being the smart internet marketer that you are, you may write a post that's titled how to lose 20 pounds in a month. You may tag that with many tags, but one of your tags might be how to lose 20 pounds in a month. On the other hand, you may put that in a category of lose weight or lose weight fast. Does that make sense? Okay. So in order to add tags, we just type in here. So first we go to posts, then we go to post tags. Then in the add new tag name field, you would add your tag. So since this is the ultimate guide to WordPress, tag might be how to configure WordPress. I might write a post about that. And then all I really need to do, you can fill in the slug. The slug will just be really a concatenation of these words with hyphens. And then you can put a description in there, but it's not necessary. Okay, add new tag. Watch over here what happens. Here's your new tag. If I were to go make a post by adding new, I could go down here, write my title, write my content. I would always choose a category, and we'll go over that in the next video. And then I can click on this link to choose from the most used tags. Because I haven't really used any tags, it really won't matter. But I could type in here how to configure and then it pops up for me because I've already typed it in. Oops. And then just click add. And when you're done creating your content, you click publish. You're done. That's all there is to tags. So think of tags as a more granular categorization or way to describe your content to a potential visitor, especially a visitor through a search engine. Okay? Thanks. Real briefly, we'll go over categories because I kind of talked about categories and tags in the last video. But categories are really just kind of a simple way for you to categorize or group your posts in your WordPress site. So again, using the filing cabinet analogy, if you get a bill in the mail and it's a magazine subscription and it's for National Geographic, you may file that bill in your magazine subscriptions category, and you may tag it as National Geographic. So that's it. What you do to create a category is go back over to posts, choose categories, type in a name, and for this, the Ultimate Guide to WordPress, we could do it this way. Configuration, and then you don't need to do anything here really. You can add a new category. Now you see the configuration is here. If I wanted to put a category underneath configuration, I could do this and say tags, right? And see how tags kind of nestles in under configuration per this right here. So let's go create a post by clicking on add new. We'd enter a title, we'd enter content, and if we were talking about tags, we could do that, and then we could put post tags of tags, how to logically tag your posts, etc., etc. Click add, see how the tags are added. When you're done, click on publish, and you're all set. All right, thanks. Okay, so the next step in configuring WordPress is actually to go to the settings in your WordPress dashboard. And there are 7 general categories of settings in that dashboard. So let's go take a look. So go down here, you're in your dashboard, go to settings, and you see general, writing, reading, discussion, media, privacy, permalinks. And as you add plugins, you may or may not get new setting links underneath your settings. So just FYI on that. But these are the default 7. So let's start on general. So you see your site title. That is the most important thing you can set on your website is your title. The second thing you can set here is your tagline. Okay, basically a little bit better description of what your website is about. Think in terms of keywords. In some themes, your tagline is appended to your title, such that when you look at your website way up here, the title you give your website as well as the tagline you give your website will all be up here in this upper bar. Some themes work like that, some themes don't. It's always a good idea to put something descriptive in here. If you want to save yourself a lot of grief, don't ever change these 2 entries right here. Put in an email address that you use and visit frequently. As a general rule of thumb, under membership, always check the box anyone can register, and then make the new user default role subscriber. You could make them an administrator, but that's dicey because now they have control of your website, and they can add plugins, they can delete plugins and content and all sorts of stuff. But if you make them a subscriber, you're okay. Change your time zone so that it's appropriate to where you live. Date format is fine. This is how the date's going to appear on your blog posts. Time format, different countries have different customs. Here in America, this is the way we do it typically, but sometimes we do it with an uppercase, sometimes with a lowercase. This is your standard military time, and you can also customize it. You can also say your week starts on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through Saturday. Typically, we start our business week on Monday, so that's what we call the start of our week. When you've got everything set there, click Save Changes, and you're done. We'll move on to the next thing. So the next step in configuring WordPress in your settings is under the writing category. Let's go take a look at that. We're going to fiddle with the settings, press this, post via email, remote publishing, and update services. So let's go take a look. So here we're in writing, and here are a few tweaks that I make. In the size of the post box, I always change it to about 27 because that fits my screen best, and that's the size that your post will appear in as you're writing it. I always leave these as default. All this stuff is default. Press this link you can drag up into your bookmarks, and it's pretty neat when you're surfing the web and you see some content that you want to blog about. You can just go to that website, copy some stuff, click the press this button, and you've got a blog post. I never post via email. I just don't do it. It's too much of a hassle. However, I do a lot of remote publishing through a Firefox add-on called ScribeFire, and you can just look it up. So I click both of these. That enables remote publishing. And then the most important part here is in update services, I delete that, and I go over here to my ping list, which I'm going to give to you as part of the package. Copy that, paste that in there, and save changes. And that's it for the writing settings. Okay, so the next step in configuring WordPress as far as the settings go is the reading setting. And let's go take a look at that. So if you're in your dashboard, go to settings, go to reading. And there's not a lot to configure here, so we'll make this pretty quick. You can choose to have your WordPress website act like a blog or as a regular website. If you want it to act like a blog, keep the default, your latest posts as the front page displays option. If you want to treat it like a blog, like a static website, click this radio button, choose a front page. It could be a squeeze page, it could be your intro page, it could be what we would consider your home page or your landing page. And then your post page, what you do is you make a page called blog. Don't put any content in it, just publish it. Come back here, choose this radio button, choose blogs under here. There will be an entry under here called blog, and then choose a landing, a front page, and then move on. Blog pages show at most 10 posts. I keep that default. Syndication feeds show the most recent 10 items. I keep that at default. For each article in a feed, show full text or summary. You can do either one. There are two schools of thought. To give customers what they really want, or to give visitors what they really want, I typically just keep this at the default, which is full text. However, if you want people, or you're encouraging people to subscribe to your RSS feed, but you want them to visit your blog regularly, choose summary. That way, whenever they get their news feed, they'll see something. You've got to write a good title and a good introductory, opening sentence, and that's what they'll see. If they like what they see, they'll click on the link to go to your blog. So, encoding for pages and feeds, I don't change anything here. Click Save Changes, and you're done. Next up in configuring WordPress under the settings option is the discussion topic. So let's go there and take a look. So go to Settings, Discussion, and again, a lot of these defaults are perfect. I don't change much, but I just want to go through each one of these kind of briefly and talk about it a little bit. So under default article settings, attempt to notify any blogs linked to from the article. That's cool. That's like a ping back. Allow link notifications from other blogs. Oh, ping back. Okay, that's cool. Allow people to post comments on new articles. That's perfectly fine. Other comment settings. This is where we might change a thing or two. Comment author must fill out name and email. I always make sure that's checked. Users must be registered and logged in to comment. If you check this box, you're going to get less comments and less interactions. So I would choose to keep that unchecked. Automatically close comments on articles older than 14 days. I would say that if you have a very busy, high traffic blog or website, you could check this, but otherwise you're going to find people, want to comment on a blog post or on a page, from a year ago. Enable threaded comments, that's fine. I never break comments into pages because I never get that many comments. If you have that many comments, awesome for you. I do like to have emails whenever somebody posts a comment and whenever a comment is held for moderation. And that kind of impacts or follows from this next setting, which is before a comment appears, I always check an administrator must always approve the comment, and comment author must have a previously approved comment. Otherwise, that comment goes into moderation, and then I get an email that says, hey, there's a comment here, you need to moderate it, you need to approve it or decline it or call it spam or trash it. So that's that. Comment moderation. Hold a comment in the queue if it contains, I always say, one or more links. This is usually a telltale sign that if somebody puts within their comment a URL, they're spamming you. Okay. When a comment contains any of these words in its content, name, URL, email, or IP, it will be held in the moderation queue. One word or IP per line. So you could put, curse words in here, typical bad language. You could put that and put one word per line. I don't usually use this comment blacklist. However, there have been occasions where I've needed to block somebody from making comments, and I don't even want them to go to moderation, or I don't even really want to look at them. So if I know their email address or their URL or their IP address or even their name, I can put that in here. Again, one word or IP per line. As far as avatars go, I don't really care. I don't change any of this stuff, and then I click Save Changes. That's all there is to that. Okay, the next step in configuring WordPress under Settings is Media. Let's go there. So we go to Settings and then Media, and there's really not a lot to change here, but the one thing you do change, you're going to want to change it. So I keep everything at default. If you're a professional photographer or something like that, you're probably going to use a gallery plugin like NextGen or something like that. So you really never have to worry about any of this kind of stuff. But what you do want to change is, see this checkbox right here? How it's enabled and it says organize my uploads into month and year-based folders? Don't do that. Uncheck that. It's going to give you better search engine optimization results. It's going to get you better rankings in the search engines for your images. And you know what? When people search for stuff online, they don't really care when you uploaded it. They just care what it is and how they can get it. So then click Save Changes, and that's it. Okay, the next step that you want to take in configuring your WordPress settings is privacy. And this is a really brief one as well. And by default, it's usually turned on the right way, but you always want to make sure that this is turned on the right way. So let's go to our dashboard and Settings and Privacy. And you want to make sure that the radio button that says I would like my site to be visible to everyone, including search engines like Google, Bing, Technorati, and archivers. You want to make sure that that is enabled, just like it is by default. There was a time when this was not the default. This was the default. But now the WordPress folks have probably got enough complaints that, hey, you know what, my site is never getting indexed and I'm never finding it in the search engines. It's because you had it made private. because this was checked by default. So if you know that's checked, I would like my site to be visible to everyone. Go ahead and click Save Changes, and you're done. The next step in configuring WordPress settings is your permalinks, and this one is extremely important to get right. It's important for search engine optimization or SEO purposes especially. So let's go take a look, and I'll tell you why I suggest that you change your permalinks to this particular setting that I'm about to tell you. So you're in your dashboard, go to Settings, choose Permalinks, and by default, WordPress sets your permalink at this post ID number, which is great from a database perspective and from like a server and retrieval perspective, but it's horrible from an SEO perspective, as are the next three options. Day and name, it's better than the first. Month and name is, again, better than the first, but it's not ideal. Numeric is just as bad as the first. So we always choose a custom structure. And the custom structure is as follows. It is slash, parentheses, post name, not parentheses, percentage sign, post name, percentage sign, hyphen, percentage sign, post underscore ID, percentage sign, and forward slash. Let me tell you the reasoning. First of all, from an SEO perspective, search engine optimization perspective, the search engines really like it when your URL contains your keywords. It's been proven time and time again, and it's further been proven that your keywords towards the front end of the URL is better than your keywords at the back end of the URL. So the closer you can get your keywords, which in this case is your post name, because hint hint, as you name your posts, you're thinking of the keywords that you want to target, and you're using those keywords in your post. So that post name becomes your post title, which becomes your permalink, or at least part of your permalink. Now, the part after the hyphen, the post ID, that is to help us and to help WordPress figure out when we make a duplicate post, and by duplicate I mean it has the same post name. For example, I do this all the time. I may write an article that's called, 6 ways to increase your email list size. And then 6 months later, I'll write another post that has exactly the same title, different content, but the same title. Now, if I gave both of them the same title and I did not have this permalink structure, let's say, for example, I just had post name, WordPress would get a little confused. And it wouldn't really know what to do with that as far as assigning a permalink. It would actually just assign a permalink post name hyphen 2 if I made another one hyphen 3 if I made another one hyphen 4. In this case, what it does is it takes that post ID, which is inherent to the WordPress database that's on the back end that you rarely ever see, and it uses that post ID. Same difference, but this is a much better custom permalink structure from an SEO perspective for your website. Then click Save Changes, and you're done. Okay, there's one last thing to talk about when it comes to the Ultimate Guide to WordPress, and that is updating WordPress. There are two basic parts to update. One is the core WordPress, and that consists of files and database, as well as updating plugins and themes. So let's hit core WordPress first. Let's go take a look at our dashboard. Core WordPress, if you're on your dashboard, will tell you that it needs updating. WordPress 3.2.1 is available. Please update now. What you'll want to do is either click on Please Update Now, or you could go to Updates like this and do it all in one screen. So let's do one word of caution. Always use your backup method to back up your entire WordPress site before you do one of these updates. of any kind, whether it's a core update to WordPress or an update to a plugin or a theme. I'm not kidding, things go wrong. So let's assume I did that, and then we need to update automatically. And it does its thing. It's pretty quick. It will tell you everything went well or not, and then go back to dashboard. Everything was successful there. And then go back to updates, and you can see that my Akismet comment spam plugin is out of date. So we can click on that and click on update plugins, and it's done. And then if we go back to WordPress updates, if any themes that we had installed were in need of updating, that would be notated right here. Anyway, that's it. That's how you update core WordPress and database files and the plugins and themes. All right. Thanks a lot. The next really important thing to do with respect to your WordPress installation is to have a backup plan. I can't tell you how many times a business has been nearly brought down, if not brought down completely, because they lost their website. Now, this is completely unnecessary because it's pretty easy to back up your WordPress website. You just have to know a couple things. So I typically choose cost-effective or free measures versus something that's going to be a lot of money or very complex. So I'm going to offer up three solutions for you, actually four, for backing up your WordPress website. And those four options really are: do it manually or do it using plugins. And the plugins are WP Twin, which we've talked about before, Backup Buddy, and there's a free plugin on WordPress.org that proposes to do backups and restores completely free and painlessly. So what you have to keep in mind when you want to back up your WordPress installation is there are really two parts. WordPress contains files, and it also has a database on the back end. The database contains all of your posts, the data within your posts, within your pages. Any custom plugins you have may store data in a table, which is a part of a database. So it's very important that you not rely on your web host for a backup, because typically what happens is your web host, they do backups. They back up your files. They don't back up your database. So a WordPress website with files and not a database is pretty useless. So that's the overview. Next up, we're going to talk about WP Twin. Like I said in the overview for backing up WordPress, I use plugins, and I use one in particular, and it's WP Twin. It was written or co-written by a couple of friends of mine, Will Matos, who's an IT genius, and Jason Fladlin, who's a master internet marketer. These guys, when they put out a plugin or some kind of software, you know it's going to work. So I stand behind this fully. I'm going to give you a link here in a minute. It is an affiliate link. If you buy the product through my affiliate link, I will get a commission, just FYI. But I love WP Twin. So let's go take a look at WP Twin real quick. This is the website. I'll tell you the URL, the special URL you can use to get this. But basically they're saying clone a WordPress blog in under 57 seconds. How it works. They give you a full tutorial once you buy the product. Then, so you create your clone, you deploy your clone. to restore it. It's a phenomenal product. I love it. I use it every day because I make, websites all the time. So let me just show you how to do this part, create your clone, because I want to do that for this website. So log into your FTP client, go to your WP content folder, and then your plugins folder, and then go find, now you will have had to buy this first, go find your wp-twin.php file. I'm sorry, you actually need to go to the root of your domain. Drag that into the root. Now the trick with this is you actually have to be logged into your dashboard in order for this to work. And then what you do is you change your URL to your domain /wp-twin.php and you hit enter. And this form basically walks you through the entire thing. Now if you just have a website there and no additional folders that you've stored at your FTP site, don't click this box. And it tells you not to click that box unless you really know what you're doing. Then click the button below to clone the site. And it literally takes, a minute or two to clone an entire site. Even a big one might take no more than 5 minutes. So there it is. What you can do now is click on this link, save it. There it is. I have a complete clone of both the files and the database that are necessary to make WordPress run for this website. When you're done, to eliminate storage space, delete the clone. That deletes it off the server, and you're done. Okay, that's pretty simple. Going back here, there's Backup Buddy, which is another plugin for WordPress. It's a premium plugin as well. I don't have an affiliate relationship with them, but I've heard nothing but good things about Backup Buddy, and it looks like this. So here's their website. They can do the backups, the restores, and the migrates just like WP Twin. It's a little pricier. If you want 2 sites, it's $75. 10 sites, it's $100, or unlimited sites, it's $150. I think WP Twin is just unlimited for like $97. Yeah, unlimited for $97. But Backup Buddy is great. I would not ever hesitate to recommend that, except it costs a little bit more if you want to protect all of your sites. There is a free alternative, and I haven't used it. Full disclosure, I have not used it. It's called Xcloner, and you can get it for free from wordpress.org. I'll be flashing that URL up here in a minute. And you install it just like you install any other plugin, and you use it according to the instructions shown. Basically, you do the same thing as you do in WP Twin. You generate a backup, you store the backup, you save the backup, you move the backup in the restore script to a new location if you want to redeploy the clone, and you run the script. That's about it. So that's your free backup. The last thing I want to mention is you can do a manual backup. It's not that hard. It's just not a one button click kind of thing. So what you have to do is, it's probably best to go to your FTP client and copy all of these folders and all of the contents within them, and then go to your cPanel and go to your My PHP admin, which is the database administrative tool within your cPanel, and do a backup of the database. That is why way back up here I told you to record your database information. If you have more than a couple sites, you will not remember your database name or your username or your password. So you will need all of those things in order to back up your database. All right? So that's it. It's very important to back up your database and your files. Um, if you don't, you're going to have a lot of grief trying to restore that thing from backups at your host, which they may not have a backup of your database. They may not have a current backup of your files. It's just going to be a real hassle if you can ever get any of your data back. So that's it for backing up. We'll talk to you in the next video. So now we're going to do a video about using WordPress, and we're going to start off with posts. Then we'll continue on to media, links, pages, comments, appearance, plugins, users, and tools. But for now, we'll start with posts. We're going to talk about writing new posts, editing existing posts, and kind of talking about meta data around your posts. But for right now, we're going to write a new post, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you need to do is you need to go to your dashboard, click under Posts, the link Add New, and then you'll want to put in a very descriptive title, and this is where you want to be very creative and follow your keyword research findings. The idea being here that the URL of your posts matters a lot. In fact, the title is the most important thing you can do for your website from an on-page SEO perspective. So I don't have any prepared material, but let's just say my keyword is dog training. And for puppies. Let's go a little long tail there. And then you see that the permalink got put up, which is exactly as we had hoped. And then you just start typing away. And I'll show you some formatting and stuff like that. So I'm going to pause it here, write a few things, show you some formatting. Okay, I'm back, and I wrote a little bit of text here. So I'm going to show you how to format a few things. I'm going to make this an H1 tag, and you got to click on this little icon right here, and then choose paragraph and heading 1. Here's some sample text on the next line. Here's bold. You can do Control B, or you can click on this little icon here. Here are italics, Control I, or click on this icon up here. This is an H3 tag. You do that like this. And here's a hyperlink. We'll just google.com. And we can even tell it to open the link in a new window. So we click Add Link, and we'll put this under a category, or we're going to make one on the fly, called dog training. Click Add New Category, and then we can say dog training for puppies. Dog training, puppy, dog training. Then hit Add. Go up here, click Publish, and then we'll view that post, see what it looks like. And it looks like this. So you can see here's our title, and up here you can see our title followed by the title of the blog or the website. Here's our H1 tag. Here's some bold, italics, an H3 tag, and a hyperlink. This is our category, and these are our tags. That's it. If somebody wants to post a comment, of course they can right here, and then click on Post Comment. That's about it as far as writing new posts. Next video is going to be about editing existing posts, and I think I'll put tags and categories on the fly in there as well. Alright, thanks. Okay, the next step we take in using WordPress as far as posts go, we just finished writing a post, so now we're going to go back and edit it. So let me show you how to do that. So from your dashboard, you click on All Posts, and then see how once you hover over the title of the post, a submenu comes up. Click on Edit, and you can change this to bold italics by just clicking on the B and the I, and you've got bold italics. You can change your categories. You can change your tags. You can get rid of one. You can add one. Puppy training. When you're done, click on Update. And then let's go back to All Posts. I can show you something about the quick edit. You can change your title here, your slug here, the date, the publish date. You can add a password to the post. You can change your configuration, post tags. You can disallow comments and disallow pings. You can change the status of the post from published to pending to draft, or vice versa. You can also make this post sticky, so if you're publishing this website as a blog, if you click that box right there, that post will stay at the front or at the top of the blog. And then you would click on Update. That's that for editing existing posts. Let's go to tags and categories on the fly. I've already shown you a little bit about this, but let's just go to Add New. And then we're going to say how to install a WordPress plugin. Okay. Type some stuff here. All right. If we want to add a new category on the fly, we just do this, click on Add New Category, and then type in the name of your category, and then click on Add New Category. You can also put in any tags you want. Plugin, WordPress, that's enough for now. So you just added those tags on the fly. You can publish this. And this is what it looks like. How to install a WordPress plugin, the date it was published by the author. You can leave a comment. Here's the text or the content. Filed under the category plugin and tagged with plugin in WordPress. That's all there is to it. Hi, in this video we're going to talk about media. Basically how you upload media, how you access media, and how you can add media on the fly, or kind of be proactive about it and add media before you start writing content. So let's go to our dashboard and we'll look at how to add some media. Click on Media, click on Library. You'll see that I have a few things in here. I'm going to delete those right now and show you how to add them. Okay, so there's nothing there. So let's add new by clicking here or here. Makes no difference. You select Files, and then we're going to select that button. And then you can change the title. The title is actually just based on the file name, but you can change the title, which is important. You want to change the title, the alternate text, and optionally the description. The title is very important for SEO purposes, as is the alternate text. You'll see here that if you copy and paste this file URL, there's the icon right there. Okay, so that's the actual path to that file. So if we click on Save All Changes, you'll note that we now have one media file in the media library. You'll also see that it's not attached to any posts. So let's go make a post. Let's click Add New. We're going to call this Media Example number 1. And we're going to put some media right here. Okay. So there's 4 types of media. There's images like pictures. There's video like something you'd find on YouTube. There's audio, which is like MP3s that you play on your iPod. And this one's basically other. So if you want to add a picture, you do this. And you'll note that on this box that appears, you can choose from 3 different places. And in a minute I'll show you a 4th one appears kind of magically. So you can choose from a location on your computer. You can choose from a URL, or you can choose from the media library. So since we've got something in the media library that we just put there, let's click on that. And then you see that the one thing that's in the media library, click on Show. Then it shows you all the stats and meta around it. If we want to left align it, center align it, or right align it, or none, let's show you what center looks like. And then just simply insert into post. And you see how the icon or the picture is put right in the middle of the post. Okay, let's look at this piece right here real quick. If you click on that image, you can click this button and delete it, or you can click this button and edit it. And you can edit things on the fly. So again, you could change your title. You could insert some alt text, which I highly suggest. Here's your link URL again. You can put a caption on there, but if it's a small picture like this, the caption's going to be way bigger than the picture. That looks kind of silly. You can change your alignment here. In the advanced settings, you can actually put a border around it. So let's put a big thick border around it. 5, and then update. See how that big thick border appeared? Let's publish that and see what it looks like. We click on View Post. We have our little icon with a big thick border around it. And it is centered within the post. You can't look at this area here, the sidebar, as being part of the overall content. The content's actually in this box right here. Okay. Alright, let's look at another way to deal with media. So we in this post, we actually went and found media that we already had uploaded. Let's go down here and add some media by clicking on that little icon. We can go to Select Files. Note that the default tab is from Computer. And also note that a new tab came up called Gallery. Anytime you create a post with some media in it, WordPress creates a gallery within that post that contains that media. So if we had 3 images on this page right here, if we had 3 images, let's just go ahead and add some. I'll show you. So from Computer, select Files. We're just going to add some more media here. Click on Select Files, and then we'll pick Support and Open. And then we would add in all this information. We're going to left align this one, going to insert that into a post, and then we're going to add one more. Select Files, pick that one, go there, enter in all the information, choose to right align this one, and insert into post. Okay, see how that works? Alright. Let's update that page, or that post rather, and refresh and see what it looks like. So you've got all 3 of your icons here. Okay, great. Now let's go back and add some more media, and note that the gallery says 3. Well, why does it say 3? Because we have 3 icons or 3 images already included in this post. So that's that. If we wanted to add, for example, a video, watch what happens when we go here. We can choose a video from our computer, from a URL, or from the existing gallery, which would be kind of silly because it's not a video and it's already there. So let's go from URL. Okay, let's go to YouTube real quick. We'll pick some video, whatever this is, and we'll just copy and paste this, turn off the sound first, and then go back here, paste in that URL, and then say example video number 1. Okay, insert into post. Now what's going to happen here is there's a link inserted to that video. Let's update. Go back and look at the post. See, there's a link here, and when we click on that link, we're going to be taken to this YouTube video. Okay? That's that. Now, you can do the same with audio or with other media. And by other media, we mean anything that's not an image or music or a video. So it could be a PDF, for example. All right. You can add a PDF by clicking on this little link here. All right. That's really all there is to do with media. Okay. See you on the next video. Okay. The next step is to create or modify your links, also known as a blog roll. So let's go do that. Click on your links hyperlink right here and click on all links. By default, WordPress installs or adds on these links that are kind of self-serving, meaning they don't do you any good. So click this box so that all of these are checked, and then delete them all. Once you're done with that, we can add some new links. Now these are links, these are outbound links that may go to partner websites or reference websites or affiliate websites or what have you. I will show you how to add a link. So click on Add New. Click on the name for your link. This is going to be the text that appears as a hyperlink in your blog roll. So we're just going to call this one Google, and then we're going to type in the full URL like that. You can put a description in, and then you add it to your blog roll. You can add a new category. Let's do that, and we'll call this search engines, like that. And then I always have my outbound links open in a new window or tab. So click the radio button blank. You don't really need to pay attention to most of this stuff down here. And then click Add Link. Now let's go see if that link got added. It did. Okay. Let's go take a look at the links on your site. You're going to notice that you don't see them. What you need to do, and this is going to be shown to you more in depth on a following video, but you actually have to add your blog roll to a widget and your widget to your sidebar. So click on Appearance, go to Widgets, click on the primary sidebar, and all you do is drag your links over here, and you can choose whether to show all links or just links from your category A or category B. For now, we'll just choose category B. And then I never choose search link image or show link image, just show the link name. Don't need a description or a rating. Click Save. Let's go back to the site, reload that tab, and you see there it lists your blog roll under its category and with the link. You'll notice that when I click on this link, it opens a new tab. Alright, so let's add another link just to show you how this might work. So we're going to say Bing, and we're going to say Bing.com, Bing search engine, and then we're going to put that under search engines, blank, add link, reload the tab, and there you go. Bing opens in its own tab as well. Now let's go back to that widget and tell it to show all links. Hit save. Go back to your add new links, and let's type in something else like Wikipedia. And we're going to just add that to Blogroll. Or actually, you know what? Better yet, let's add another category. And let's call this reference. Click on add. I want to show you how this works. Blank, add link, reload the tab, and see how the categories all get parsed out. So whatever's in my Blogroll category, whatever's in my reference category, and whatever's in my search engine category. Now notice that Google's listed twice. That's because we listed it with two Blogroll categories, Blogroll and search engines. Does that make sense? All right, we'll move on to the next video, and that's pages. Okay, so the next step in using WordPress is adding or editing pages. So we can write new pages or we can edit existing pages. Well, since this is a brand new site, we don't have any existing pages. So go over to pages, click on all pages. Actually, there might be one page here. It's a sample page. We'll get rid of that one. And then we'll add a new page and give it a good title like about me, and then say something about yourself. Hi. So we type this in. Hi, I'm your name here, and I am a full-time stay-at-home dad and knows a lot about WordPress. So there are only a couple things you need to do. Now this one is theme specific, so I could change my layout for this page because my theme allows that, but most themes don't allow that. I can also add in a title with my all-in-one SEO pack plugin and a description, keywords, attributes, and labels and stuff like that. For now, we'll just create the page and then we'll go back and edit the page. You can also choose from different types of templates. 99 times out of 100 you're going to choose default. And then you click publish. And I want to draw a distinction here between pages and posts because this is important. Think of pages as content that rarely changes, whereas posts are content that changes quite frequently. Meaning, if current events, if you're typing about a current event, you know, something's going to happen tomorrow, something happened yesterday, that's probably best as a blog post or as a post. Whereas your About Me page, earnings disclaimers, terms of service, contact page, all of those kind of things should be pages because they don't change very often. Yes, you might change your email address, but that content is not going to change, and it's not really topical. It's evergreen. It lasts forever. So that's all there is to adding a page. Let's go to all pages and look at the view. There should only be one page there. Now let's go edit that. And we can actually put my name here and then update. Now, all of these icons do exactly the same things that they do in a post. Pages and posts really aren't any different where WordPress is concerned, except in menu functionality. And that is, pages can get added to menus, whereas posts don't get added to menus. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for example, if you wanted to make this bold, you could easily do that by clicking this. If you wanted to create an H1 tag, you can just do this. If you wanted to, you know, paste in some text, you could do that. I didn't do that, but you could. And then just click update when you're done. Okay? That's really all there is to pages. Okay, moving on. Okay, the next step in using WordPress is to actually moderate comments. So let's go take a look. There's already one comment kind of installed by default by WordPress when you install it. So let's go to comments. And you can see there's a comment here, and let's kind of look at the what's included in a comment. There's quote unquote the person's name, their URL, when the comment was submitted, the comment text, what page or post the comment is about, and then you as the moderator get to either approve or unapprove, reply, do a quick edit, call it spam, or just throw it away. So the way we set up our comments earlier was we had everything go into a moderation queue. So this comment should actually come in like this, and then if you think this is an okay comment, you would just click on approve. So let's do that. And let's also say that you want to reply to your visitor, because the really neat thing about blogs is the interactive nature of them. And that is you can almost have, you know, a near real-time conversation with your visitors. So if they make a comment based upon one of your posts, you can reply to them and get a conversation going. That's really cool. So let's just click on reply and say, you know, thanks, please stop by. And contribute. You know, something easy like that. Then you click reply. Now, if there was something in this comment, like sometimes your commenter will misspell a word or whatever, and you know it was just a mistake. You're not really trying to change their content, because I'm not big into censoring comments. You can edit the comment, and edit and quick edit give you roughly the same kind of functionality. I'll show you the quick edit in a minute, but let's just say that they spelled, you know, just wrong. Okay, let's say they spelled it like this, because that's typical. That's a typical typo, JSUT instead of JUST. You just go in, change it, update the comment. You can even change whether it's a pending or a spam comment. You can change the name or the email address or the URL. There's a lot of things you can do there. So we click update comment. I'll show you what a quick edit looks like. And that's, you know, if you look at it, it still has the name, the email, and the URL, and then the comment. The only thing you can't really do is change the status of the comment from approved to spam or trash or whatever. Okay, so update comment, and that's really all there is to comments and comment moderation. So another facet of using WordPress is user configuration and user administration. You can add users and you can edit users. So let's begin. So let's go to our dashboard and then go to users and see how there's an all users, add new, and your profile. So let's look at all of those in turn. So all users, right now we only have one user set up, and it's admin. If we wanted to add a new user, we could do that simply by doing this. We could say the name is Bill, and it's bill@gmail.com. First name is Bill, last name is Smith, website is whatever. Sure. Create a password. Oops. Make sure you create a secure password. All right. I use a password manager for doing this called LastPass. And basically you hit a couple keystrokes and it creates a password for you and you're off to the races. A neat thing here is if you check this off, send this password to the new user by email. So WordPress will actually send an email to this address with this password in it. And you also want to set the role. So there are subscribers, administrators, editors, authors, and contributors. Typically, in a small website, you're going to have administrators and maybe editors, but that's about it. Subscribers will be anybody who registers on your site. So there will be three basic kinds of users, and typically 99% of the time you're really only going to have two. You're going to have admins and subscribers. Alright, so we're going to make this person an admin, and then you just click on add new user, and you can see there that the person is here. For now I'm going to delete this user. And when you delete a user, you have a choice. You can delete all posts and links that user's created, or you can attribute any posts and links that user created to another user. In this case, the only other user is admin. But it doesn't really matter in this case because that user never really created any kind of content. So then click confirm deletion, and you're done. So we've shown you all users, add new, and then let's look at your profile, which is going to be my profile in this case. There's a few options here that you can change. There's a visual editor, which you can disable the visual editor when writing. I never change any of this stuff really. The only thing I might change is I might put my name here, Tom Smith, and then my nickname could be Tom instead of admin, and then I could say show my name as Tom, and then I could put in Tom at whatever, right? And then my contact info would be my website, my instant messengers, Google Talk. You could put a bio here, it doesn't really matter. You could change your password here, and these are theme specific settings here, so it won't really apply to you. And then when you're done, you can just click update profile. That's it. Alright, that's all you really need to know about users. Alright? Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is tools. And there aren't a lot of tools here in WordPress, but they are pretty powerful. So one of the tools that's really cool is this press this bookmarklet. You can drag that up into your bookmarks, and if you go to another page like, I don't know, Google News, and let's just click on State of Emergency in New Orleans, we can press this and it gives us the title and it gives us a link, and then we can write about it, and if we'd like we could publish that. Then we can go here and go back to our posts and take a look at it. You can also view it. This is what it looks like on our website. Okay, and there's the link. Okay, that's a pretty cool little feature. You don't have to do any typing. The next tool we want to look at is import. And import's pretty cool because a lot of us start out blogging on third-party free blogging platforms like Blogger or LiveJournal or WordPress.com. And if we do that, we can actually export from there and import into our new self-hosted WordPress website. So for example, for Blogger, you can install the Blogger importer to import posts, comments, and users from a Blogger blog. For WordPress, you can install the WordPress importer to import posts, pages, comments, custom fields, categories, and tags from a WordPress export file. So this is pretty powerful. There's nothing that can be said for the ease of use that these utilities offer. So I would check these out if you're trying to move a current blog over to a WordPress.org self-hosted blog. Now, conversely, you can also export what you have here in your self-hosted WordPress.org website to a file format that's compatible with almost every other blogging application out there. This is pretty handy too. As you can see right here, your file gets saved in an XML format, and it will contain your posts, pages, comments, custom fields, categories, and tags. Once you've saved the download file, you can use the import function in another WordPress installation to import this site. So if you want to go from one WordPress site to another, this is the way you do it. You export what you have, you go to your new site, and you import what you exported. Okay, and you can choose what to export, all content, posts, or pages. Then you just click on the download export file, you're all set. Alright, GoCodes right here is installed after we install the GoCodes plugin. And basically that's, we've already talked about that in another video, but if you're an affiliate for, increased hair growth product X, you can type in product X here. And then you can type in your affiliate link here. It might be bald be gone /af equals 132.4. Okay, it might be something like that. And then you want to count hits. You want to add your redirect. And now if you want to link to that product, you simply do that. You could go up to a post. You could add a new post. You can say, can you really regrow hair? And then you would type some stuff. For more, click the link. Show you a neat little thing here. Use this little eraser to remove formatting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In that case it didn't. So we can get rid of the small tag. Get rid of the small tag. Go back here. Type in our little caret. Make our hyperlink into something that's clickable. Add the link. Publish. Go to the website, click on the link, and you notice that the link says, it looks like it's a link coming from our website with just a little trigger called go, and then the redirect key. Obviously this link won't work, but you knew that. So that's it for tools. I wanted to show you a nifty little way to get email for your new website through Google Apps. So what you need to do is go to Google, type in Google Apps, and this doesn't cost any money. Choose Google Apps free, click the Get Started button, and then enter your domain name. And then click Get Started. And then fill all this out. Make sure that you check this box. And you can say no to most of these things. And no, and then click Continue. And then your username is going to be info. Make it simple. Alright. and then pick a hard to guess password, and then try to solve the CAPTCHA, which is always hard. And then make sure this is checked because you want the new stuff to come in as soon as possible. Yeah, I messed up the CAPTCHA. Alright, we'll try again. Let's hope this one works. Sometimes I have to try 3 or 4 times before I get it to work. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is you want to verify domain ownership. And the way you do that is by clicking Next and Next, and you want to download this file, and you want to go find that file, and you want to go to your domain, it's right here, and then you can leave everything as is. What you want to do though is you want to change this all the way down here on MX Records, edit, and paste in that entry that we just had. You have to take out the period on some cPanels. So click Edit, and you should be all set. Let's go back here, click up here, go to the inbox, and we're getting email. Okay, here's an intro email, how to get started, and all that stuff. Now I want to talk to you about one aspect of social media, and that is you want to make it very simple and very easy and very quick for people to like your site, or to comment on your site, or to share your site. So here's how you do that, and we've already alluded to it when we installed the Sexy Bookmarks plugin. So as you notice on the site, we have a Facebook icon, a Twitter icon, a LinkedIn icon. We can send via Gmail, post to Posterous, or add to Squidoo. We also have these buttons right here, the like and the +1. Okay. You notice that we put the like and the +1 at both the top and the bottom of the post, or the page. You can do it on posts, pages, or both. Let's go to a post. So here's our example text, here's our like button, here's our +1. Make it very easy, it's just one click. If you're logged into Google and or Facebook, you can click either of these links and they'll work. Obviously you have to be logged into Facebook for the like button to work, and you have to be logged into Google for the +1 button to work. Alright, then we've got these icons, so it's very simple to send things to these social media sites. As you remember, or may remember, there's a whole lot of places that you can add to that Sexy Bookmarks plugin. They're all here, so that's cool. So the bottom line is you want to make things very, very easy for people to share, or like, or +1. You know, anything that you can do with social media to make it easier for your viewers to share that content with others is awesome. So keep that in mind. Okay, the second aspect around social media is syndicating your content. The idea being every time you post something to your website, you want that content to be syndicated as much as possible to as many places as possible. Now, in the last video we talked about making it extremely easy for your visitors to share content for themselves. What we're going to do now is make it so that your content, once you make a post or a page to your website, all of that content gets syndicated out to various social media sites. So I'm going to
I'm not going to go through the entire process, but I'm going to show you in concept how to do it. And the trick here is to use a tool, an online tool called Hootsuite. It's this guy right here. So what you want to do is you want to go here, scroll down to settings, and choose RSS Atom. And then choose social networks, and you want to add a social network. Okay, so this is connect with Twitter. All right, let's go to Twitter and create my account. Here's the account. Let's go to email, confirm your Twitter account, click on the link. Okay, so Twitter's good to go. All right, go to Hootsuite, connect with Twitter. Authorize the app. And it takes a few seconds for this to work. Okay, so Ultimate WP is set up. Now you want to do the same thing with Facebook. Add social network. Go to Facebook. Connect with Facebook. Log into Facebook. And allow. So now it's going to ask you which Facebook fan page. So you have to find it. This might be kind of hard. That's the first one. So click on that icon and then finish importing. And then you're done. So what I've done here is I've syndicated your content out to your Facebook fan page and your Twitter account. You can do a whole lot of other things here too. Chief among them is using a service called ping.fm. If you set up ping.fm ahead of time, create a bunch of accounts at different social media sites, and then tell Ping to syndicate whatever gets posted to it out to those, dozens and dozens of sites, you can set Hootsuite up in kind of a daisy chain fashion, such that whenever you create a blog post, Hootsuite picks up that blog post via RSS, which is the next step we have to take. And then what happens is Hootsuite pushes that content out to your Facebook fan page, out to Twitter, and out to ping.fm. Once ping.fm gets it, it syndicates all of that stuff out into all those other social media sites you set up. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Let's go to the next step. So we go to RSS Atom. We add a new feed. We type in the feed URL. So typically the feed URL for a WordPress site is the domain name, /feed. And then you tell it what profiles to send to. So we had what? The Ultimate Guide to WordPress. And we had a Twitter account too, Ultimate WP. We're just going to do those for now. So there are the icons. Check this feed for new posts every hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, or 24 hours. Depends on the interval at which you create content. I would suggest to go with an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, because I don't like to wait. So I go with an hour, 5 posts at a time. You can say, you can prepend text to each message that says new, and then you can use a URL shortener like ally.com, well, ally.ly, and then you click Save Feed. Once that's done, anytime you create a blog post or a website piece of content. That content is going to get syndicated, in this case, out to Twitter and Facebook. If I were to set up ping.fm or any of these other social networks like LinkedIn, WordPress, MySpace, Foursquare, or Mixi, I'd have content syndicated all over the web. That serves at least two purposes. Purpose number one is more people will have a chance at seeing your content because they may look at Twitter but not Facebook. They may never go to your blog. They may go to LinkedIn and see updates there because they're business minded. So you're going to get more people to see your content. Therefore you'll get direct traffic from that content syndication, because the idea being people are going to see that content, they're going to like what they see, they're going to click through to your website. So now you have a new visitor. The second way it benefits you is every time there's a link from one of those syndication sites back to your site, that's called a backlink. And because most of these social sites have high authority, lots of traffic, high page rank, lots of their own backlinks, all of that stuff contributes to boosting you in the ranks for your chosen keywords. So that's why it's really important to continue to make content that's based on your keywords and keyword phrases. All right, so that's content syndication in a nutshell. Okay guys, this could be considered a bonus video. I'm going to show you how to quickly create a list in Aweber and how to put that on your site. All right, so log into Aweber or whatever contact manager you have. The process is similar. So let's go to create and manage lists, and then create new list, and then give it a name. So this one's going to be WSO Ultimate Guide to WordPress. And then we're going to call this the Ultimate Guide to WordPress. WSO. Bill. And you just fill out the from and the address. And then you can fill this part in too. Oops. Fill this part in too. Click on add. Get rid of this box because it always gets in the way. Click on save settings. Go up here, personalize your list. I need to learn how to spell. And we won't do any of the social media stuff, but you could. Whatever social media properties you have as far as Twitter and Facebook goes, you could click on one of these and make it the default, such that anytime you send a broadcast message, that broadcast message will actually get posted to your Facebook and your Twitter accounts, but we're not going to do that here. Okay, so save settings. Scroll back up, and you go to your confirmed opt-in, edit this right here because this doesn't make any sense. This is actually going to go out to a customer. So it says we received your request for information from. So what we're going to do is we're going to just change this first line. Thanks for ordering the ultimate guide to WordPress. And then clean up the formatting a little bit. Make sure that your opt-in on forums is required, so it's on. and then put in your success page. So we'll kind of put in a W page here because I don't have this page on the blog on the site yet. So I'll copy that and make sure that I make a page for that. Okay, we're done with that. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to create a form, and we'll go bare bones here. We'll just load that, change the button so it's centered, get rid of the footer. You can put something in here simply by typing in and then we'll probably want to center that and save the form, go to the next step and call it form WSO Ultimate Guide to WordPress. And then your thank you page, I always like this smart video version, that's pretty cool. And save the form, go up here to publish. You've got 3 ways to publish. I will install my form, you can hand over the form to your web designer, or you can have Aweber host the form. The easiest way that I found is actually just to use JavaScript, copy and paste that bad boy, and then go over to your WordPress site and paste that in. So we're going to do that right now. So what you need to do is you need to go to here to Appearance, and then Widgets, and then drag this text widget. Then you just type in something like this, please register, and then type in your JavaScript there, click on Save, and we'll go take a look at the website and see what it looks like. So this is how you put a form on your website. That didn't take. Maybe it's still saving. Oh, it's down here. Duh. What we want to do actually is move it. So I actually put it down at the bottom. So you can just move it very simply by doing that. Then going back to your site, refreshing the page, and now it's at the top. Okay. Now there are some really cool plugins that you can get for WordPress that automate or automate's the wrong word, that give you a pop-up. That's really cool. Now Aweber does pop-ups as well. If you go back here, now the neat thing with this is you can change your form and put something here like that, hit save, go back to your website, and you'll see that the form changes. Should have changed and put some text in there. There we go. So you can change your form on the fly without ever having to go back to your website, which is really cool. Okay, you see this part right here where it says type inline? That means that the form is going to be loaded right where you put it. You can also choose popover, lightbox, or pop-up. So popover hovers within the web page. It's usually unblockable. All right. Lightbox is exactly like that, except that it darkens the web page in the background. And then a pop-up opens in a new window. It's blocked by most browsers, so you really don't want to use that one. So this is the free version, so we could use it as popover like this. Let's just to show you. Okay, now let's save it. Okay, let's go back to the blog or the website and see what we have here. See how it just pops over? Your users can X that out if they want. Now you can also change the delay on the popover. So see how this says 0 seconds? That means it's going to pop up as soon as that page loads. We could make it like this, and then we can also say display once or show every 5 days, for example. But we're not going to do that. So we're going to always display it. Watch this slide from top. Okay, and we're going to change this to 5 seconds. Save the web form. Go back to your website. Reload it. See that? That slides in from the top. Pretty cool, right? Alright. That's all there is to this video. Thanks a lot.